When the earth starts to settle, God throws a stone at it. And believe me, he's winding up.
So, it is now Tuesday. The day after the day after. Shit happened on Sunday. Monday, everybody kind of went, what the fuck? And so, today is the day we find out kind of how everybody's really reacting about everything. Of course, Donald Trump must be impeached. Of course, Donald Trump needs to be put in the Hague. This is terrible. Don't you realize that China is just going to go and kidnap the president of Taiwan and then just say they're just going to run Taiwan? Do you think that Vladimir Putin is just going to kidnap Zelensky and say that he's just running Ukraine now? And I'm like, well, they could do that if they wanted to. You know what I mean? And then we can go in and kidnap Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping. You know what I mean? Like, you tell me that if, after all these years of you assholes wanting to send trillions of fucking dollars to Ukraine, I want to give them all our money so that they can fight Russia. After all that shit, if Donald Trump were to pick up Putin, bring him to the U.S., and put him up on fucking war crime charges, whatever, and be like, because you invaded Ukraine, we're going to fucking execute your ass, we're going to just, whatever. And then they forced Russia somehow to withdraw all their troops from Ukraine and Crimea and everywhere else. You're telling me that you'd be like, oh, free Putin. After all the Russia shit, pissing Russian hookers, all that, you're going to be walking around with signs saying free Putin? Alright, fine. What if it was Benjamin Netanyahu? Because the last time that Benjamin Netanyahu came to the U.S., there was some crazy fucking thing about how somebody somewhere wanted to arrest him when he got off the plane at the airport. And put him up on trial on charges. So, look, man. I don't know what to tell you. We got the motherfucker. We went in, we picked his ass up, he's gone. It's done. And for everybody who's like, hey, I really think the Canadian Mounties should go in and pick up Trump. I think that Russia or China should go ahead and go and kidnap Trump. See what happens then. Yeah, let's see what happens then. Let's see what happens then. I just don't think that's going to happen. Like, beyond the fact that I don't think it could happen. Like, I just don't think that it's possible to happen. I mean, I guess, sure, anything's possible to a degree. But I don't know, man. But if that were to happen, I bet you that J.D. Vance would be very upset. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a crazy thought. And the presidents of Cuba and Colombia, whatever, they're all out there. Go ahead and come after me, you coward. It's funny. I saw a video of Maduro saying the exact same thing, almost verbatim. Like a month before they took his ass up. So I'm wondering, is it like a thing? Because Putin hasn't done that shit. Xi Jinping hasn't done that shit. Fucking Rocket Man ain't done this shit, right? Only they have really done this shit. Everybody else is just kind of like, right? These idiots are like, oh, go ahead, come after me, motherfucker. I wonder if it's like a thing where Donald Trump said, hey, Marco, let them all know that we're going to start picking them up, right? We're done fucking around. We're done playing with you assholes. Explain to them how shitty it is to be them. You know, everybody fucking hates you in your country. Your country really is shit. Like, just give up. Just give up, and we'll come in and get you, and we'll put you on trial, and then we'll put you in some fucking resort prison out someplace nice. You know what I mean? We'll practically make you a fucking citizen of the country and just let you hang out for the rest of your life. You know, like, just give up. And if you decide to give up, here's what you do. Call Donald Trump a coward and tell him to come after you. That'll be your little thing. Right? Like that'll be how you know. You fucking coward. Wink. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe we'll pick both those guys up and they'll be walking around looking like fucking Dr. Disrespect and that'll be fucking that. I don't know. But everybody's throwing around a whole bunch of hypothetical threats and everybody's just being fucking stupid because it's the internet. But and I saw a video today of a bunch of people in Venezuela marching. It's a crazy fucking thing. I saw all these people marching around, all in like really nice rows and stuff too. I thought it was crazy. I was like, this is nuts. Looks almost like military. Now look, I mean, Venezuela is a dictatorial country. We have removed one dictator and put in his vice president. Now, I agree with this. You can't just like be like, all right, well, we're gonna bring this chick in, and you voted for her, so she's just gonna run everything now, right? All right, have fun, guys. You just hang out with your generals and shit. We'll see what happens. What's gonna happen is she's gonna be dead. Then the vice president's gonna take over. Some military shithead's gonna take over, and it's gonna be the same fucking shit again and again. So I like what we're doing. I like that it's kind of like, look, you know, this shit's over. You fuck with us, and we will really fuck you up. Like, I think we've shown that your defenses are laughable, and so maybe you want to just retire. You've made a lot of money. You've sucked a lot of money out of that country. Maybe you just want to retire. It's just, you know, we'll get a new breed of soldier in there to take over for the generals. You guys can just retire too. And we'll put people voted for this lady. We'll put her in power. I like that. I like the idea of that. But that ain't gonna happen overnight. You know, now it's the negotiation phase. And it's like, look, you know, we'll just pick you up too. Doesn't fucking matter. And then the next person will be in charge. And then we'll see if they play ball. And if they play ball and they go, hey, you know what? I think Donald Trump has a point. I think maybe we should go back to the days when we were actually wealthy in this country. And everybody will go, whoa! And it'll be great. And we'll just see how many morons we have to weed through before we get there. I don't know, man. But like, if Donald Trump somehow picks up Ayatollah Khomeini and Rocket Man and Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin and just starts picking up all these fucking shitheads and just shuts all the dumb shit down, that'd be amazing. Can you imagine what a wonderful world we would live in? if everybody that is right now leader of a country of a fucked up place, they just gone. And then the next guy comes in and goes, you know, I'm very upset about what the United States have done. I have seen the tactical precision with which they have been able to do what they have done, and so I think that it would be fantastic if we started to take a more Western idea about life. They seem to be pretty wealthy over there and having a good time of it. Let's try it out. Maybe you'll get a whole lot of Russian and Chinese politicians coming out saying, you know, I really don't think that capitalism has ever really been tried properly in this country. You know, every time we've tried it, we fucked it up by immediately going back to the shit that we do. So maybe we should really try capitalism, you know, in a better way. You know, maybe when I do capitalism, it'll work. Except it'll actually work. It's not going to be like the fucking idiots over here that are like, whoa, we've never really done socialism. Yeah, I know. Thank God. Fuck off. Like, yeah, everybody's pissed. Everybody's threatening everybody. And Canada doesn't want to buy our planes anymore. Canada doesn't want to buy any F-35s. They're going to go with the Swedish plane or something like that. And I'm kind of like, what do you need planes for? Like, what does Canada's military do? Who the fuck are they fighting? Nobody. Why? Because they're America's hat. And you fuck with our hat, you're fucking with us. And that's always been the way it is. Why do you dumb fucks need planes? Why are we selling you planes? Why are you buying planes? For what? Whatever. So they're gonna go with a lesser quality plane. I think that's fantastic. I think they should really downgrade as much of their military as possible. I think that'd be wonderful. 'Cause I gotta tell you, man, those F-35s. They used those to go and get Maduro. Funny story. I watched a video today about how they went in and got Maduro. First thing they did is they flew in a whole bunch of F-35s and just utterly destroyed all of the defensive capabilities of Venezuela. They just blew it all up, right? Because they had F-35s. If they had done anything else, if they'd have used any other plane, they wouldn't have really been able to do it as well as they did because F-35 is primo. So they went in and just destroyed everything that might have endangered, you know, our soldiers and the helicopters and all that stuff. And then they flew in the helicopters. And they essentially had a helicopter, or the big Huey, drop in Delta Force on top of the president's building where he was at. And then they had like 5 fucking helicopters, attack copters, around it. That was the video where you're seeing them. They just fucking destroyed everything when they came to go after him to help him. And then they just packed his ass up. And up into the Huey he went. They flew on over to the Iwo Jima, which has been blockading Venezuela for a month now or whatever. And now you got handcuffs on. That's it. Put the fun goggles on you and the headphones so you too can look like a streamer. Perp walk your ass right off the plane. And there you are, right out here in the United States. Welcome to New York. And everybody's pissed, man. Everybody's like, what in the fuck? Like, I remember when we did this shit to Noriega. Like, I was alive when we did this shit to Noriega. It was like in the 80s, I think. 83, 87, something like that. Like, I wasn't alive to the point where I wasn't really into politics a whole lot when I was 3 or 7 or whatever it was. Like, but I was alive when this happened last. The last time the U.S. said, hey, go The last time we had a president with balls enough to go and get somebody. So everybody's like, oh, this sets a terrible precedent. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. We've done this shit before. We do this shit all the time. This is life. When you're the U.S., you get to be annoyed when your neighbors start looking like they're about to fucking attack you. And you get to be annoyed whenever your neighbors start sending all of their people up to you, either directly or indirectly. Right? If you make your country south of us so dog shit, and you starve your people, and you oppress your people, and then you just tell them to fuck off. Like, if you do that shit, they're going to want to leave. Because people just don't have... But Iranians are the only people right now with some fucking balls. Iranians, and there's some people in Britain. Like, there are pockets of people with fucking nuts out there, kind of right now. But everybody south of us, oh, they just run up to fucking New York, to fucking America. Oh, we can just run away. We'll go to America. Not anymore, motherfucker. You gotta grow where you're planted now, bitch. And that could be a possible reason why every fucking shitty country is now in fucking riots. They're constantly marching and in riots. Have you seen what's going on in Iran right now? I'm gonna be doing a video about it in a couple of days. It's fucking crazy. The police and the military have joined with the people in Iran. And they are now marching in the streets with them for freedom. I'm telling you, man, in an internet age, like, look, when was the last time we had a serial killer? Like a legit serial killer. Like a subway strangler or something like that. It's killed 20 fucking people, right? All across the country. That kind of... Jeffrey Dahmer, was he the last one that killed like more than a couple of people all at once? Like he did it over time and shit. Like, that shit doesn't happen anymore. You want to know why? Technology. Because now we find a dead body and within a few hours we know who did it. Oh, I found some fucking semen in the system. We know who did it. Right? Like that. So we're not going to have a whole lot of serial killers. Now the people that are serial killers, they're essentially the school shooters and the mass shooters and shit like that. They get it all done at once because you can't draw it out anymore. We got the technology. We're going to find you too quick. Ain't going to happen. No more John Wayne Gacy's. Now, all that shit is done. The first dead body and you're done. So, now, with technology, with the internet and shit, you people smuggle shit illegal into countries all the time. With us, it's fentanyl, right? But I imagine in Iran, it's the internet. It's Starlink. It's some sort of something that gives them access to the broader fucking world. And people are seeing that shit and they're pissed. And they're fucking done with the nonsense. Man, when Iran spent all of the fucking wealth of their nation to set up a nuclear weapon refining fucking plant in their country, and then overnight it was blown the fuck up, dude. Like, imagine, we spend all of the money that we spend on our military. If Donald Trump attempted this thing, and instead of us picking up Maduro and losing nothing and no one, right? Instead of that happening, all the soldiers were dead, all of the equipment is gone, all of our ships are now gone, the entire military fell apart. We spend all that money on all that shit and then it all is just gone overnight. Yeah, I'd be out in the fucking streets too. You betcha. That's some shit. But that picture of Maduro walking out of the fucking plane, That's what we spend our tax money on. That's why we spend so much money on our defense. Our military. More of an offense in this case. Nevertheless, that's why we spend all that money. So we can do that shit. We gotta do that shit, we gotta do that shit. Don't make us fucking have to do that shit. How about that? How about you treat your people fucking well? Saudi Arabia is starting to figure it out. There's a whole lot of places that are starting to figure it out. But there's still some dumb motherfuckers. Some bitter clingers just hanging on to their wanting to kill people. You know? And it's all falling apart. And Maduro made the mistake of starting to look like he was about to make some deals with our enemies. I'm sorry. We are not going to have an Iran in South America. Like literally across the Gulf of America from Florida. And we're going to have another Iran spring up? No! No! Like, dude, I grew up hearing nothing but stories about how Gaza's just bombing Israel again. Gaza's bombing Israel again. Gaza's sending missiles over to Israel again. And I'm like, what the fuck? We're not going to have that. Oh, Venezuela's sending missiles over to Florida again. No! The Golden Dome protecting the coast. No! Why do you think we made the Golden Dome? You think we made it so China can't shoot missiles at us? No! So that Venezuela can't. Countries like that. Cuba. Did anybody else remember hearing about the Cuban Missile Crisis? Anybody? Anybody? But a whole lot of people right now are praying that we get invaded. And honestly, I kind of am too. Think about it. Let's war game this out. Ready? Fuck it. Russia, China, North Korea, Colombia, Cuba, 20 other fucking countries. Germany, France, Israel, every fucking country in the world. They all decide they're just going to attack us now. They're going to come and kidnap Donald Trump. The whole country. Right? What happens then? First of all, a quarter of our country at least sides with our enemies. Now what do you think those people will be officially classified as when that happens? And that means that we could potentially clean up a lot of bullshit. So I kind of hope it happens too. Because y'all are so fucking stupid that you'll think that they're going to win. And you'll side with them. And our elections will become a lot more predictable again. Oh, fuck me. I don't know, man. Like, look, I think this is a good thing. I still think this is a good thing. I think this was an amazing display of power. I think this is a really good way to get a whole lot of Venezuelans out of the country. Not because I have any particular problem with Venezuelans, but they're refugees. They're not immigrants, they're refugees. If we can get their country to where it's not fucked anymore, they won't need to be refugees. They can go back home. Right? Like, a big part of what I want to do with my America First agenda is get America back under the control specifically of fucking Americans. I want to get rid of all the little enclaves of all the fucking nations that we've had to bring in all of these refugees. I think it'd be great if we could square out Somalia. You want to know why? We can send all the refugees back. I can't believe that Donald Trump He's still saying that he's America first. All he's doing is cleaning up all of the shitholes that all of the fuckwads are running from to come here to scam us out of billions of dollars. I can't believe he wants to go to the effort to fix all of those places so that those people will go fucking home. Yeah, it's such a mystery. The whole idea of what the fuck he's doing. He's a madman. I just don't understand. I get it. Whatever, who knows. Most likely, it's gonna fucking still be a shithole. You wanna know why? Because it's run by a bunch of Venezuelans. No, because the military's into the money. And the government's into the graft. And everybody's fucking corrupt. And they don't fucking care. Because they're living fat. And happy. Maduro doesn't look like he's lost 42 pounds. Shit, in the past 20 years, looks like he's gained 42 pounds. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We gotta see where it goes. I'm happy about it though. I still think it's a good thing. Big ups to Delta Force, man. You guys are some bad motherfuckers. Big ups to everybody out there. I agree that the $50 million bounty, that should be split amongst every Delta Force member, every helicopter pilot, every F-35 pilot, everybody that was directly involved. Like, not everybody on the Iwo Jima and just because, I saw Maduro and waved to him as he went past. No. That's not part of it. The people who went in to enemy territory to get this motherfucker should get a scaling percentage, right? If you flew a plane across the place and you blew up some stuff, cool, you get some money. If you flew a helicopter and fended off the troops, you get a little more money. That's some risky shit. If you actually dropped in and pulled that motherfucker out, you should get a pretty big Christmas bonus. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that Donald Trump should cough that up. I just, again, Don, man, I gotta tell you, it's Rob Reiner all over again. You have a golden example to not look like a piece of shit. What you've already said on the subject, they put up $50 million for him. It's glad we don't have to pay that out. Don, this is a golden opportunity to not be a piece of shit. You need to split that money against Delta Force and all the rest of the guys. I think that needs to happen. And I'll just say that. But beyond that, hey, things happen in the world all the time. China gives us one last warning just about every week. So, we'll see what happens going forward. I know that the Democrats have bent every single ounce of their willpower into trying to fuck this all up. I understand why. Because they're retarded. And they hate this country. And they don't give a fuck about Venezuela. All they care about is Donald Trump did something without telling us, and I don't like that. I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care. You assholes are a fucking spaghetti strainer. Everything that happens in and around you is leaked immediately. Don't believe me? Look up the Roe versus Wade decision. Yeah. And everything else. Everything else. You assholes get your hands on it, it leaks. And this is, we're sending troops over. I understand you guys don't care if our soldiers die because you want to fuck something up because you just can't let Donald Trump do something. I get it. Fuck off. That's why you're not told. That's why you probably weren't going to be told. Why you're never going to be told. They will figure out some way to say, hey, this is what we're doing because of this. And then they'll try to hold it up in court, but you know what? He's here. It's done. He's on trial. He's in jail. Him and Diddy are hanging out, bitching about how they just wanted to take their oil. I've been seeing a lot of memes too. But hey, you know what? I want the best for people everywhere. I want the best for Venezuelans. I want Venezuelans to feel safe going to Venezuela. I don't think that's insane. And I don't think that this is the retardation that everybody's making it out to be. We aren't at war. They weren't invaded. We're not holding ground. We don't fucking care. We're informing the people who have taken over. We've taken a criminal into custody. You have the country now. Don't fuck it up, or we'll take you next. We already know that your fucking 2013 Russian and Chinese tech ain't gonna fucking hack it. Right? So go ahead and buy all the Swedish planes you want. Canada. I will put one F-35 against your entire fleet of all 12 ships you're going to have. And I think we're going to do just fine.